Greetings, and welcome to The Rabbit Hole. Today we are looking at the American moon landing. Could filmmaker Stanley Kubrick have been the man behind the camera of this ruse? And if so, who are the perpetrators standing behind Kubrick? The iconic film 2001: A Space Odyssey was released in 1968. That year, the USA was working desperately to put a man on the moon and beat Russia in the space race. NASA was looking to raise incredible amounts of money for their Star Wars program, and realized they needed to gain the support of the American public under the guise of a more tangible and iconic space mission that would leave the public feeling patriotic and in full support of NASA programs. The moon was selected as the goal. Hollywood was commissioned to make the event more exciting, more cinematic. If anybody could glamorize the launch, it was Hollywood. Rockets were lined with superficial gold foil. The launch site was moved so it would be better lit and the sunset could be seen. Scripts were given to the astronauts dictating everything they were to say, from the banter in the capsule from before they launched to the famous catchphrase,
"One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind."
Kubrick's realistic sets of the moon from 2001 were still standing in Hollywood, and Nixon decided to contact Kubrick and film a staged moon landing in case the film shot in space did not make it back. Nixon was ready to give America a moon landing on TV, one way or another. Kubrick still owed the government a favor after they allowed him to access restricted parts of the Pentagon during the pre-production of Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. He finally agreed to the deal. He agreed to shoot the moon landing and stay silent in exchange for total control over his films and an end to the government's harassment. Due to extreme climate shifts on the moon, the actual moon landing footage never made it back. Kubrick's staged moon landing was aired that night. 2001: A Space Odyssey received an Oscar in April of 1969 for Best Visual Effects. Kubrick lived a reclusive life following his deal with the government. His wife confirms that he was constantly paranoid, afraid of tapped phone lines and pre-screened mail. He maintained his career as a filmmaker, often symbolically referencing the moon landing conspiracy in his work. Here we see the character Danny in The Shining wearing an Apollo sweater. He also continually uses symbols of the occult, as if he is desperately trying to send out coded messages about secret high-ranking political societies, such as the institutions that contacted him for the moon landing, and their evil practices. In 1974, Kubrick was working on Barry Lyndon, which is primarily lit by candlelight and thus requires a fast lens, as fast as f.7. This is the same lens that NASA had built to film the moon landing due to the moon's lack of light sources. NASA built another custom Carl Zeiss f.7 lens for Kubrick's film. A thank you for his continued silence, and a symbolic gesture showing that NASA was still in control of technology and capable of getting away with anything. Kubrick's final film, Eyes Wide Shut, is a more blatant expose of government conspiracies and secret orders. The final cut was screened to Warner Brothers executives, and 4 days later, Kubrick was found dead from a supposed heart attack. The date was March 7, 1999, exactly 666 days away from January 1st, 2001. Another Space Odyssey reference of power and mercilessness from those in control. Kubrick's wife did not accept the official cause of death either. Days after his demise, the film's final cut mysteriously disappeared. When it resurfaced, 30 minutes had been edited out. That lost footage has never been found. Many believe that the members of the original moon landing film crew were forced to leave the country and take on new identities, but were eventually hunted down and killed by the CIA to ensure secrecy. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. If you have found more evidence pointing to conspiracies in Kubrick films, please write it in the comments. Until next time, keep digging.